It is the Nice Guys podcast. And we're back. Consecutive weeks. We did
2 in a row.
We deserve a nice cold one for doing back-to-back weeks in a row. I tell you, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this one. I'm exhausted from last week.
I'm exhausted from today.
From podcasting last week. Well, okay, you had a tough day at your job. I carried a podcast last week.
He did carry the podcast.
I feel like I deserve a lot of credit for that. Just kidding. That's a joke.
I think you do because I'm just zero prep.
I'm just pulling some legs.
There wasn't a lot of hard work on my side of things.
Just pulling some legs around here. But
I've carried my own in the past.
We like to have fun around here. You know that. Yeah, so we're back. Super Bowl. Oop. Can I say it? Will that pick up?
We can say it. We can say it, but we can't put it in.
We can't type it. We can't put it anywhere that an algorithm is going to pick it up.
You can say things freely. It's just
last year. Yeah, well,
I think so.
Because what we're referring to, of course, is the fact that last year, not just last year. Currently,
it's still down.
The episode we did for the You Know What Bowl was wiped from the internet. It's not there. It's complete.
It's on Anchor if you want to go listen.
It's on Anchor, but nowhere. It got wiped. So I guess it got wiped from.
It's off YouTube.
Everything.
It's off YouTube, Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And
this is due to the trademark, I guess, of the phrase Super Bowl. They made a big deal of that. That's why in the commercials they keep saying the big game.
That's such a little dick syndrome thing to do.
It's horrible. It's just the greediest shit imaginable. It's also kind of funny, I think.
I think it's funny, but at the same time that tactic is so bad. Imagine all the people. Yeah,
it makes you look like a little bitch.
But nobody knows what the big game is,
and me.
Americans know what the big game is, but if someone from Spain comes across something that says the big game, they'll be like, "Well, what the fuck is this?"
Yeah, so I looked up that it's you can say it if you're an official partner. And they have more
sponsors and shit. You can
partners this year. It's not as bad as it was last year, but if you notice, at the end of the commercials that say Super Bowl, something pops up with the logo and of the Super Bowl. I did it, and then
we can say
the logo, and then the logo of the company. So that means they're an official partner. So what we need to do is we need to falsify being partners with the blank bowl and put our logo next to the bowl.
That's not how the sound works and the typing and shit. They know we're not partners.
I'm just saying
you can't falsify being partners with somebody.
Well, they're not going to listen to the show. We're going to keep this between us, is what I'm saying. We put they're so worried about their trademark, right? That they're going to love it. They're going to think it's really funny if they see us.
That's not how that works.
If they see us faking.
That's not how that works. I would rather this one
without paying the money.
I want this one to stay on the internet.
To whatever. I'm just talking about, the Instagram. We need to let people know that we're an official partner of this. That's
a good bit.
The S word bowl.
The S word bowl. They'll take down our Instagram post. Can't do that. You can't do that.
Yeah, maybe we'll get on Rogan as being canceled by. We get
the last thing I want to do.
We get all our stuff taken down, and Rogies has us onto the fucking show, and that blows us up a little bit. That'd be kind of cool. Just two nice guys that got canceled by cancel cult. Roger Goodell and his woke warriors.
Aaron Rodgers would love us.
It starts. Yeah. Yo. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers and Noah.
We've been copyright striked before, though.
It's not our
Julian
first.
Casablanca.
Absolutely.
The Strokes.
No, that one played.
No, we got copyright striked. If you look at our
that's
YouTube,
that's right. I
we
forgot.
got copyright striked on two episodes.
That one was really funny to me because it was like
you actually asked to be.
They sent us they sent me a message that said like you're copyright striked and you're no longer allowed to make money off this video, and I was like, oh no.
You get like a certain amount of strikes too.
Oh fuck.
And they'll take down your channel. If you get a certain amount of strikes, they'll take down your channel.
Okay,
So
well I didn't know that.
I think you get like 3 strikes or 4 strikes or some shit.
Well, I gotta make this next one count then.
Yeah,
if I'm gonna
the
make
next one has to be fucking.
I gotta make another video, and
we might have another one, to be honest,
that we can't make money off of.
I don't know. I'd have to take a look at it.
Unfortunately,
I'll look at that another day.
Anyways,
what we're here today for?
The big game Sunday. It's Wednesday. You're probably listening. I'm gonna guess that people are listening to this on like Thursday
or Saturday.
Doesn't matter, or Saturday or whenever. And I'm guessing if you're listening to this, you might want to learn a little bit about the game you're going to be watching, and you're probably going to want to wager a little action.
We give you the things you don't know about the game.
We're going to give you some tools. Yeah, the things they're not allowed to talk about on the Big J networks.
Yeah.
We got it here. We're talking bets. We're not only talking bets. We're talking the whole game in general. But I think we're gonna discuss lines heavy early on.
It's hard not to talk sports betting though. It's the Super Bowl.
It's the biggest sports betting day of the year.
It's awesome.
Like it's not even close in Vegas.
There's so many props, so many
and you can bet
on fucking everything.
And that's great because that means that there's a little action for everybody to get, even the casual sports watcher, better guy or girl, whatever you want,
because we know everybody loves the little special bets.
Right, there's enough to get involved in. There's enough you can find. I think that's what we found last year is like, it might be hard to figure out the game itself, but you can find some good ones, and I think we found some good ones, or at least some things that we liked. But let's start off just by mentioning, 4.5 Rams favored. 48.5 is the total. 47. It's 48. I think it's 48.5.
48.5.
It hasn't really moved. 4.5 spread hasn't moved.
It moved up to 49 and 50.
Right.
For about a couple hours.
In the middle of the night.
And then it moved back down.
And then it came back.
That's some fishy shit if you think about it.
I mean, I don't know. They're just trying to get some sneaky money. But I don't know. Okay. Let me start off by asking, what's your side?
So I'll talk a little bit more in depth on why I'm the side I am, but I decided today whose side I'm on, and I'm going with the Rams. There's a lot of good storylines with the Rams this year, as with the Cincinnati Bengals. And let me say this too about both teams. I think it's hard for me as a neutral who doesn't really have an NFL team, kind of the Eagles, but I mean, I don't really care that much. It's kind of hard for a neutral to like not root for both teams.
As someone who is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I am rooting against the Bengals. Sorry to America, everybody seems to like the Bengals,
Pro
right?
Bengals.
But I think because of that, a lot of people are overlooking the Rams storyline.
There's so many good storylines with the Rams.
I think you have two guys who obviously have been waiting for one, deserve one. Well,
okay, you have to mention what two guys you're talking about because there's a couple guys on here that.
Okay, first and foremost, Matt Stafford. deserves one.
He deserves one. If there's anybody in the NFL that deserves one, I think as a quarterback, he deserves one.
And you can't start off this conversation, as we've seen in the media the last week or so. You can't start off this conversation without saying, well, I mean, he survived Detroit he survived Detroit for so many years.
He did. That might be potentially the worst.
You have to.
It's death.
You have to kick shit. You have to kick as much shit on Detroit as you possibly can.
And he was fucking good on Detroit too. Let's not get it twisted. The man made something, kind of something out of literally nothing, which is pretty nuts.
Couldn't get a playoff win even when he had Cameron Johnson.
This is my take on Matt Stafford. You know he's a good quarterback when usually on bad teams, shitty quarterbacks just get rotated in every year. You have Texans, you have the Browns, when they were bad. The Lions, they got Matt Stafford. It's not fucking Matt Stafford's fault, and they fucking knew it. But
that's true.
Yeah, he stayed around.
Would you say the same about Matt Ryan?
Yeah, Matt Ryan's in that boat. I think there's a couple Andy Dalton was in that boat.
Although the Falcons are a little bit better than the Lions.
Andy Dalton was in that boat.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah, when the Bengals were bad.
I disagree with that.
Red Rifle carried the Bengals for a bit.
I kind of think he was a problem, but
anyways, what was the second guy with us that you
doesn't matter now? Sean McVay.
Oh yeah.
But see, he's younger. He's older than Matt Stafford, but in terms of coaching, he's a young guy. In terms of playing, Stafford's an old guy. But McVay's been there before. Kind of feels like he should get one, Same with, I guess you could probably say Aaron Donald, but I don't really like Aaron Donald.
But that's why that's what also I'm going into. There's other storylines too besides those two. Cam Akers, I know I love Cam Akers.
Here we go.
Coming back from an Achilles injury.
It is cool.
Supposed to be out for the season, and then now he's playing he never had an Achilles injury. Odell Beckham Jr. going from the Browns. I don't really like OBJ. But, I think that shit is hilarious. The second he leaves the Browns, he goes to the fucking Super Bowl.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty lucky. I mean, he knew what he was doing. People, I think for a while, people pretended the Rams weren't Super Bowl contenders in the NFC.
This shit's crazy.
I think everybody wanted to talk about the Packers, and everybody wanted to talk about Brady and the Cowboys, and then the Niners, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rams have been sweet.
And what's crazy about that is, who was our guys coming into this season?
Rams.
The Rams. The Rams were the one team we agreed on.
Yeah.
I had my Cardinals and the Chargers, but it is what it is. But the Rams was the one team.
I told you in confidence that the Cincinnati Bengals were going to win the AFC and go to the Super Bowl.
That's funny.
I told you that they were. You remember that? How I told you that?
Yeah.
I didn't say it on the podcast or social media or anything, but there's no record of it. But
there's record of us saying that we had the Rams.
Right. And me saying that the Bengals are going to the 2022 Super Bowl.
Yeah. Here's a story you're probably not thinking of, by the way. Eric Weddle coming out of retirement.
That's true.
Comes into the interview this past week and is like, I'm going back into retirement after this game.
That's sick.
I'm not playing
Yeah, that's
again.
sick. There's so many dudes on the Rams.
Von Miller.
That's why Von Miller.
Cooper Kupp.
This is why I'm on the Rams. Before I start this is starting to feel a teensy little bit like
Suckfest?
It feels like last year, doesn't it, with us?
What did we have last year?
Chiefs have more dudes.
Yeah, but it's a little bit different.
All-around team.
It's a little bit different because Tom Brady's not on the other side.
Burrow's got the magic right now, though. That's the problem.
Okay, but let's look at it like a football game. Offensive line troubles.
Try to imagine that this is a football game.
Offensive line troubles really bad.
Yes.
Young quarterback in the Super Bowl. I know the second year quarterback thing that I have mentioned before. second-year quarterbacks going to a Super Bowl, but there's also second-year quarterbacks that's lost in the Super Bowl. Colin Kaepernick.
I wanted you to bring that up because, I wanted you to bring your stat to the table. Do you have that exactly? Because I've been thinking about that.
Ben Roethlisberger, Russell Wilson.
But they won.
Tom Brady. And then Colin Kaepernick and, not Dan Marino, John Elway.
John Elway. I mean, okay, that
John Elway and Kaepernick lost. What's more, history loves to be like equal in some way. What would be more equal than 3 second-year quarterbacks not winning the Super Bowl and 3 second-year quarterbacks winning the Super Bowl?
That would be the NFL evening itself out.
Yeah. It's just the natural.
But yeah, to bring up what you mentioned earlier, we cannot overlook. I think so. What we overlooked last year, I was trying to think about this, is the Chiefs leading up to the Super Bowl were just losing offensive linemen like crazy.
Yes.
And we kind of overlooked that. And somebody said after the game, forget who it was, some gambling podcast I listened to too many, said it's always going to be the thing that you shove like under the mat that you don't pay attention to that's going to burn you, right?
So what's the thing we're not paying attention to this year?
Well, first of all, I made sure in my predictions, and you'll see this in my bets, to take the line play very seriously, right? To not just think, when I'm thinking of these two teams, not just think Burrow Stafford, Chase Cup, OBJ Higgins, stuff like that. Take the line play seriously and look at the fact that the Bengals are in trouble. And there's no overlooking that whatsoever. They gave up 55 sacks this season.
It's ridiculous.
They gave up 55 sacks this season. That's 3.5 per game.
So what I should have done was did a deep dive on this Super Bowl game comparison. We had a conversation earlier this week about what the Super Bowl is basically like. And it's like Super Bowl 50, Broncos versus the Panthers.
Yeah, you love this one.
I love this one because I think it's so relatable. You have a great quarterback.
Is that Cam Newton's second year? I think that's the other one I was thinking of.
No, it wasn't his second year.
It wasn't?
No. This was 2016.
50.
This is like 7 years ago.
Okay, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So if you look at the team comparison, the Broncos at that point, good wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
The second best quarterback all time. Stafford's a great quarterback and has the potential to be in the top 10 conversation if he isn't already.
Stafford Manning comparison, dangerous, but continue.
Okay.
But fair.
Good offensive line. Really good offensive line. And the defense was one of the best defenses, we've seen. It's what basically built like the Broncos into like a defensive powerhouse that they are right now still. And then Panthers on the other side of that, a younger quarterback with a poor offensive line, really good weapons around him who he can get the ball to. It's similar because the defense even then was all right, could get the job done. I mean, it's what got him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Let's change that. Let's change the Peyton Manning Stafford comparison to experienced quarterbacks.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's what I was going for.
Experienced quarterbacks who have less Super Bowl wins than you'd think.
Yeah, that's a good.
Sure.
It's a good way of going about it. I wasn't necessarily saying like
2 white quarterbacks who wear old school Revolution face masks on new school Revolution helmets.
What are Stafford's sleeves like?
This
is a good. Oh, we didn't think
tucked.
about.
I think
they're tucked.
Almost.
We didn't think about this.
I'm almost 100% sure that they're tucked.
Or Burrow is tucked.
Definitely.
Right?
Nobody. The young guys don't do that. shit.
There's some people that have the loose low that are kind of tight, and not tuck.
But we're talking, those sleeves versus Manning.
Yeah, what's Stafford's sleeves? This is what we need to know, because if Stafford has
Matt.
the big sleeves, he's tucked. Oh no, he's not.
No, that's Lions.
No
Whoa!
way! Oh my god, dude!
Holy shit!
Fuck! Matt Stafford does not have tucked sleeves. He has long sleeves.
They're not long, but they're like
he has. Okay, if he had an option for long sleeves, he'd wear it. It is proven by these pictures that he's not a tucker. He's not a tucker. So
And
there you go. There's the Peyton Manning, Matt Stafford comparison.
Keeps his arms loose. And you know what I'm saying about the face mask helmet? How he wears the face mask he's always worn, but they put it on the new helmet. You know who else did that?
Peyton Manning.
Brady.
Peyton Manning.
Well, yeah, Manning, but
Brady too.
Tom Brady threw his old school on the new school. That's a sick look. If I was a quarterback, that would be a wild look for like a 20. Imagine if Josh Allen was wearing like the
old school face mask.
The old school Revolution quarterback face mask from like 2002.
Damn.
On like
that'd be kind of sick.
On a Revo Speed.
That'd be kind of sick.
And then just had untucked like.
Damn,
the young guys are going to start doing it.
That just blew my mind.
That's fucking crazy.
I didn't fucking believe that.
We're gonna have to pull that up so that people can see that. We'll
video element for this.
We'll definitely post about that. But what were we even talking about? I mean, it's
the game comparison.
The game comparison. Yes, I'm not overlooking the line play.
Do you want to know what the score of that was? If you don't remember,
what was the score?
24-10.
Boring. That's
Very
a horrible
boring
game.
And the 24 didn't come from 3 touchdowns and a field goal. The 24 came from 1 touchdown and field goals.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Oh, and I think there's a safety in that one.
That
if
was
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think there was 4 field goals and a safety.
And Von Miller MVP, right?
Von Miller MVP.
Am I mistaken?
Yeah, and Von Miller was on the defense. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, it's a very. That's why I saw on TikTok. This is a really good bet. This is a really good bet to bet for if you want a high odds player.
This is a small bet.
It's a small bet.
Very small.
Aaron Donald for Super Bowl MVP. Mm-hmm. I think it's extremely possible he's going to eat on the offensive line. I think, honestly, the Bengals are going to be forced to rush in this game, so you're going to get a lot of tackles from like interior linemen. So I think it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, but small. He's got. I think he's. I looked it up before this because you told me about that. I think he's like 1,400.
Yeah, he's like 12 or 1,400.
Which for a defensive player is actually kind of a low number.
Yeah.
Like they're usually. Because they don't win. It doesn't happen.
There's a good chance. I think Vegas knows there's a good chance.
I don't know.
Moving forward, if you pay attention to like a lot of these like special prop bets, you can kind of see where Vegas is kind of leaning when it comes to, I guess, the line and how the game will end up. You can even go to like total team totals. You can go to. The one I've been liking to look at recently is kicker points and kicker extra points.
Right.
That's something we've been paying attention to recently. Next year we'll probably bet more on those. But did you have like how many prop bets did you have?
I got a bunch.
I got 10.
I don't have that many. So
I have a top 5 and then bonus.
Okay. I was gonna say that that scanning the prop bets really shows you what Vegas is saying is going to happen in the game. Mm-hmm. Like you get a really good idea when you start looking at like the 2 quarterbacks, like odds on passing TDs, yes. the team totals in each quarter, the team totals like in the game, like
and then like rushing attempts.
It's all there.
It's
like
all
Vegas there. And Vegas is close.
With the Super Bowl too, because there's so many more that they add for these games. There's so much more you can learn about the game ahead of time, and it's all like last year. I was bang on my. I forget what how much I won like what was it, 160 last year?
I'm sorry.
But my record was high.
I don't remember your.
My record was high. I don't remember what it is. I don't have my phone on me. But yeah, my record was really good last year. And if you start to pay attention, you can kind of like swing your bets. What I would suggest doing is swinging your bets towards the side you're leaning. That's what I did last year, and it worked.
Buddy.
Even though we lost the game.
Wait till you see what I did.
All right, let's hear. So how many bets do you have?
I got the whole
bets.
game plan.
These are serious prop bets, by the way. We'll move on to the fun ones later.
6.
You have 6? So let's do...
I have a 7th. I'm trying to find the line on something.
Okay, then I'll go first. I'll do 7. I'll do 7, and then I'll give my bonus ones after. So I'll start with one of my favorite ones for the Super Bowl, the serious ones, and it's going to be the first score of the game being a field goal. This one hit last year. I was a big better on this one last year. I think I bet like 15 on this one, if I'm not mistaken. Won me a lot. It's plus 125 odds, which it's pretty crazy considering that it's like an extremely likely outcome. And like either team could hit it too.
I like that
it's not
one.
like a specific team to it.
I like that one, and I actually got one that plays right into that in terms of
So what is it?
game script. So on NFL Network, they have been showing Tom Brady's old Super Bowls, which led me to, I was watching some of those, led me to watch too many Super Bowls of the past, like 20 years. What I noticed, and what I made a mental note in my head of, every single game pretty much that I watched, the first quarter and first half, really, it opens up a little bit in the second half, but both teams come out very, very conservative. And it makes sense, right? Like it's
feeling them out. It's chess.
Other than the World Cup, this is the biggest sporting event on the planet. And yes, disrespect to the Olympics. This is the second largest.
Third.
This is what?
Champions League is ahead of it, technically. Statistically, yeah.
Sure. All right, whatever. The only not gay sporting event in the world, the biggest not gay sporting event in the world. It makes sense that they come out. I don't want to say timid, but like
no, it's feeling it out.
It is. They feel each other out, and you know that Sean McVay is gonna. He's a major feel you out guy.
And if the Rams, by the way, is away. Rams are away, so if they win the coin toss, they're just feeling you out first offensive drive.
Right. That is true. First half under.
I love it. What is it?
23.5.
23.5. I love that.
So this one is.
I'm betting that.
So this one is juiced a little bit. Not the number is juiced. I mean, it's still even odds at 110, but what is it? If the total, well, no, I guess it's not. If the total for the game is 48.5, 23.5 is, I mean, that's 46. So it's slightly, the number is slightly, it's not half. You know what I'm saying here. Yeah. Once again, this podcast proving not a math guy, but whatever. Rams, third in the league in first half points allowed, 9.3 points per game, points in the first half per game allowed, third best in the league. This is their last 4. Okay, San Francisco in the first half scored 3 points. Arizona first round of the playoffs, none. Tampa 3. San Francisco the second time, 10.
I love the first half under, unless I could see the Rams ripping off points.
That's my worry. That's my worry. That's my worry for a lot of reasons.
But I feel like Rams are just going to ride the clock too.
I think, yeah.
I think they'd rather ride the clock and not force it.
I like the under in the game in general, but as like a game script type thing, and because I think it's a little bit too high, it does scare me in the second half. the second half is when things in the Super Bowl start to get crazy, when they loosen up. So 40, I think anything could happen in the second half, especially with these two.
48 could definitely go over.
Right, like especially with the two offenses.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to stay away from that, but because of what I saw in these past Super Bowls, I love the under 23.5.
I love that too.
So next one,
mine kind of goes into that as well. How I think it's going to be, potentially a turnover, maybe half. If you look at that one game, Panthers Broncos again, calling back to that. In
Should've
that
watched
game,
that one. That's
the Panthers have four turnovers, and the Broncos had 2.
That's like the one Super Bowl I didn't watch.
I enjoyed that one. The Joe Burrow over on interceptions is minus 140 for 0.5 interceptions thrown.
Oh yeah.
To throw an interception at 140, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on him. And especially with the defense that they have, anybody on that defense could pick off a pass.
Well, I like Stafford to throw an interception. That one's been good all year.
He actually has higher odds, and it's still 0.5. But I just wanted to I can't even speak.
I think you could hit both.
You could hit both. You could parlay both.
Well, you probably can't. The odds will be stupid.
Same game parlay sucks.
The same game parlay is terrible. But I think you could straight bet both and
win at least your money back.
Like, I think both quarterbacks are going to throw an interception. At least
one will throw in an interception, and both are highly likely to, I think.
So that's at least that's
a good strategy.
At least a hedge.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Is if you know what I'm saying? If you bet one and only one of them, but I think both are going to.
But yeah, I love that bet.
Both are going to throw. Also, the Burrow's attempts is at 38.5. Stafford's is at 36.5. It's going to be a pass fest.
It is.
So,
psych.
Highly likely.
Psych.
No,
I disagree.
Why?
I'll get you next.
Since you disagree with that, I'm going to give you 2 at once that are kind of the same thing.
Okay.
So you got to watch out for this number. This number's dancing around. Cooper Kupp, I like him over 7.5 receptions. He has gone over 7.5 in 12 of 20 games. And, fun fact from Pro Football Focus, no team in the NFL has allowed more receptions in the slot than the Cincinnati Bengals. It's tough for you. Because Cooper Kupp he's going to go in motion, and then he is just going to take off in between. He's going to run past your linebacker. He's going to do his little thing. Where he gets down like real low.
Yeah.
And he'll just like catch it 10 yards, and then
it's just 10 yards. Imagine if Robert Woods was playing.
I was going to ask about Bobby Trees. What?
If Robert Woods was playing, I love Robert Woods so much. If he was playing in this game, it would be like over. It would be over. Imagine having to cover OBJ, Kupp, and Robert Woods. And then Higbee.
Well, so...
And Van Jefferson.
Woods out. Higbee potentially out. He's looking not good from what I saw. Well, I'm saying, Cooper Kupp is getting the ball. It's the Super Bowl. Like Kupp and Chase, I think any of their overs are fine. Chase's numbers are lower.
Locked up. Locked up.
I don't know. I think you got to feed your playmakers. But Cooper Kupp over 105 receiving yards.
And then you have the receptions too.
Receptions over 7.5. This is an honesty play for me because when I checked it today, it was 7.5. It was 7.5 at minus odds. Before when I checked, it was 8.5 at plus odds.
I like the plus odds.
Either way, there's only one game this year. Did he have exactly 8 receptions? So if you move it up to 8.5, he got that in 11 of 20 games. So you're still like good odds. The yards, 105, is frankly low for Cooper Kupp. Okay. And only twice when Cooper Kupp got over 7.5 receptions, did he not get 105 yards? Okay.
Who were they against, do you know?
Twice. No.
Okay.
But twice when he got under 7.5 catches, did he get over 105 yards. So these two plays can hit. Like if one hits, if the 7.5 hits, the other's going to hit. Odds are. There's also a chance
that the 7.5 doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit, and you hedge with the 105 because you see what I'm saying? So I like both of those, especially with the numbers on Cincinnati's
that makes sense.
Slot.
I do.
And Higbee out.
I do. Okay, so the passing yards, I agree with Matt Stafford it being a throwing game, but I don't agree on the other side. I actually think it's going to be a more short passing game and a run game for the Bengals. And I think Joe Mixon's going to be the real, star of the Super Bowl for the Bengals. So I actually have, I wouldn't even say star either. I would just say it's going to be in his hands a lot. So I have Joe Mixon. I'll do 2 as well. I have Joe Mixon over 16.5 rushing attempts at minus 105.
Okay.
Which it's the same amount of rushing attempts as Cam Akers that DraftKings has.
Okay.
So that the over for both is 16.5, which I love. I don't think it's that hard to achieve. And then I actually have the Joe Mixon over for receptions at 3.5. So I could see him if Burrow's getting fucking bum rushed from the inside, Joe Mixon's just on the outside, do a little dish or a little screen pass.
This is nuts. Independently, we did not discuss our prop bets.
We didn't discuss anything.
I have Joe Mixon over 3.5 receptions as well.
That's awesome.
He's gone over this in 4 of the last 5 games, and the logic is exactly the same.
That's sick.
Good shit. If Burrow's getting pressured, Mixon's going to be and Burrow has been getting pressured in these playoff games, and Mixon or sometimes Samaje Perine. Samaje Perine is another interesting one to look at because his reception total is only 1.5.
Don't know if the thing is, when I think of Super Bowl players, you don't think of the second running back because usually it's this is the last game to play the stud, give the stud, all of the touches. So usually it's in my opinion, it's usually a one bad game the Super Bowl is because you have the whole off season to heal. So I particularly like Leonard Fournette last year. You can look at him. Chiefs are a little bit different because they never really had a running back, but I always look at Super Bowls as a one running back game.
Let me check this out.
What?
Samaje Perine has been targeted in every single game that he's played in.
Yeah.
Oh, Samaje Perine has at least 1 catch in every game he has played in.
Yeah.
So all you need is an extra.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if what his over is.
1.5.
1.5.
I'm gonna add Samaje Perine.
That's not bad. I don't disagree. 1.5 is not a bad pick.
Do you see what I'm saying? Because when it's that low of a number, it's just do it.
Hey, we can stay on the topics of running backs too because
Perine.
On the other side of the ball, I actually have one of my favorite bets, and I've been waiting for this moment. Cam Akers anytime touchdown scorer at minus 110.
That's been a nut. That's been a nut
that I've just
saving.
And this is you've
been saving
this
that one.
game is him getting a touchdown in this game, fantasy stock through the roof. It's just.
I told you today, you're a businessman.
I'm a businessman.
You're an investor. You
Cam
understand.
Akers.
You're learning the markets.
I would have taken him 8 overall this year.
Yeah.
That would have been me.
Not a fantasy podcast.
I know. I'm just saying. I love. Okay, you take your. You have 3 left. What's one of them?
Jesus Christ, I'm losing track of them. Do I have 3 left?
You have 3 or 2. You can say 2.
Let's go with. Matt Stafford.
Don't fucking do it.
Longest completion over 38.5 yards.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
He's done that in 12 of 20 games.
That's pretty cool. What's the odds on it, do you know?
That's even. That's
even odds?
Even, 110.
110.
On that one. Yeah, Rams are going deep, folks. I hate to tell you.
I'm actually going to piggyback that with one of mine. Matt Stafford over 280.5 passing yards.
Okay.
Minus 125 odds.
You know what's going to fuck us?
What?
If the Rams get up and they just...
But, like, does Sean McVay just... You know what I'm saying? Does he just... He doesn't just. Like, they might run the ball, but, like, they still stay passing the whole game.
That is true.
Like, they don't just, you know?
They don't just.
They don't just. You know, they're not just going to run Cam Akers. They're not just going to throw Sony Michel out there.
They're not just going to...
Dish it out to Van Jefferson for 2 yards in the fourth quarter 4 times.
They're not just going to move to St. Louis. They're going to move back to Los Angeles.
Yeah, exactly. That's that team.
They're not just going to come out with a trash away uniform.
All right, what's
your
also
going to do some weird throwbacks next year.
What's your second to last one? And then your like all-time bet.
It's Rams over 3.5 sacks, and this one's plus money. The Bengals average.
I don't know if I like it.
Why not? What's wrong with you?
Maybe.
Bengals give up 3.6 a game. Okay, this is 3.5, and they're going against the boys.
I don't know.
You just talked about the boys.
I did.
The boys are coming.
They are coming.
Like you see them boys?
They are coming.
They're coming.
They're coming.
And the Bengals line is going to have some problems, and it's going to be embarrassing for WVU because the only thing they've posted for the past like 2 weeks is Quentin Spain's tummy. So Quentin, I hope Q Spain is ready for.
He's good.
Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and the boys.
It's going to be tough.
Whatever, dude.
You want to know my prop bet?
3.5. But let me add, that's plus money.
That's plus money.
So I love the price on that one. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But before I give my favorite prop bet of the week, I just want to finish out with like 3 bonus ones with no context at all. One of them, Rams total halves 1 at 2 for plus 225. Rams winning both halves is very realistic to me. Because I have Rams winning. If I have Rams winning, that's a 1 half already. All they have to do is win the other, so it is what it is. Bengals over 19.5 first downs. I think they'll do a lot of short dump-off plays that can potentially get 10 yards.
That's one of those. That's very fun. Mm-hmm. I just don't know how the math works out on that. Like I looked
at the Panthers game in the Broncos.
Of course you did.
The Panthers had 22 first downs. And they had 10 points.
But you looked at that one. I don't even know what's the average number of first downs a team gets.
I mean, if you looked at the Rams, they had 16 first downs or something like that, even though they're projected to win.
It seems pretty low.
It could be a different one. I was like, maybe Rams are 21.
16.
I'm not sure. It's one or the other.
Or 22. You know who would have? I'm thinking about Brady.
Mm-hmm.
His numbers would probably be like 30 or 40.
It's not 30 or 40.
Because Brady, Brady, because that was his whole thing is he would get like 10 first downs and not 10 because that's 100 yards, but you get the idea.
I get the idea. All right, last one before I give my last bet. Neither team to score a touchdown on opening drive. I had the first.
Oh, that's easy money. What are the odds on that?
Minus 140, and I didn't know.
That's easy money.
Yeah. So, neither team.
Yeah. That's easy.
Yeah. And then, all right, my play of the week. I'm going Matt Gay over 2.5 extra points at minus 130 odds.
Yep.
The team total for the Rams is 23 points. Matt Gay, that's over 3 touchdowns. Matt Gay having a field goal on 3 touchdowns. It just doesn't add up. 2.5. This is the one we talked about when favorites, their team total is higher than the amount of field goals made by the kicker. You have to take it every single time. I think it's just pretty stupid. Yeah. The over/under at team total TDs is 3.5.
I couldn't find those kicking props. I was kind of looking for those.
Yeah, you got to look a little bit harder.
So
next year we're gonna use that as a trend and just bet that every single week.
It's easy.
It is easy. We've been hitting it every single time.
It's easy until you bet Mason Crosby over 2.5 in the NFC.
This is like betting the O'Reilly in Premier League soccer.
Nobody knows what that is.
I know, but you know what it is.
Brilliant podcast material.
Have a nice.
So is that it?
Hey, do you have another one?
In terms of bets?
We have the fun ones, but I wanted to get to those later.
I only have one fun one.
The 5 fun ones we had discussed.
There's one. I only know one.
I'll give it to you.
And it's a smash. It's a smash sprinkle. If there was ever a smash sprinkle. Do you want to do the fun ones right now? Just go.
All right. So I'm going to get your take too on this. So we have fun bets and give our take for the 5 fun bets. All right, Christian, what color Gatorade is the Gatorade gonna be?
I'm gonna go with orange.
You're going orange
because
so 2 years in a row.
I didn't know that.
You went orange last year.
Well, I mean, it would if it's popular amongst NFL players last year. Then
it was the favorite last year.
Then I figure it would be popular again. Here's my thing: the SoFi Stadium is in South Central LA.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they're going to go blue or red because it could be dangerous in Inglewood. So I think that they're going to go orange.
I went
maybe purple.
Last year was blue, and it was not very favorite. This year, again, it's not high favorites. I think probably because of what you just said. I'm going blue back-to-back years. Katie picked blue. I had orange last year. I'm moving to the blue game.
You were literally the person who told me a week ago that orange Gatorade is like the neutral Gatorade.
It is the neutral.
It's like the one that everybody likes. And I disagreed.
I don't think it's the one that everybody likes, but if orange is if it's in your little Gatorade bucket, you're not upset at it. You're not like, damn, orange Gatorade. But if it's grape, you're like, the fuck? Or someone's like, oh, dude, that grape Gatorade be smacking.
I like the blue. I didn't understand that. I wouldn't have liked the orange as a kid.
But like up there, like up at the top, I mean, you'll have blue. I mean, yellow isn't that good.
Yellow, I feel like yellow is polarizing.
It's in the same boat as grape. You either like it or you don't. And I think red is in that category as well. Kind of in that category. It's on the side of orange.
Do we know the odds on the orange this year?
I think it was like plus 300 if I wasn't mistaken.
Okay.
When I looked at it. But yeah, no. I mean, I like blue again. I like blue. So,
okay.
We'll take blue. Heads or tails?
Tails, easy.
I went tails too.
53%.
The overtime shit that's been sticking in my head. You have to pick tails for the remaining of the playoffs. That's just how that works.
Mm-hmm.
National anthem length 95 seconds. Over or under? I have a little take on this.
Who's doing it?
Mickey Guyton.
Who is that?
A singer.
I'll go over.
You want under or over?
No, I'll go over because they always seem to drag it out.
Something I learned on Reddit about Mickey Guyton.
Okay.
There's this thing called the Mickey under. And Mickey Guyton is known for...
This is a thing?
This is a thing. Mickey Guyton is known for speeding through national anthem.
Are you serious?
And
this is like his thing?
It's a chick, and the odds are boosted or actually down from what it normally is. So it's usually at like 102 seconds or 1 second or something.
Oh, it's a chick.
Yeah, it's a chick. So the Guyton under is a thing, and she usually hits it at about 92 seconds, 93 seconds in her in her performances. So Mickey Guyton, the under.
You set me up.
I did set you up. I did some research.
That was a total setup.
Are you going with the over still?
I'm gonna go with the over because I think Vegas knows this.
They might not. Who knows? And this is a good one because there's so many performances. Who performs first at halftime? So you have Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar. I said that.
I'm gonna
Snoop
guess.
Dogg.
Okay, I can tell you who's gonna perform last, or not first. Eminem and Dr. Dre will not open because
Mary J. Blige is number 1 odds right now.
Okay,
I hate it.
but you know why they're not gonna? You know what's gonna happen?
Bum, 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 bum. No, I don't know what's gonna happen.
People are gonna perform, and then in like the darkness, you're gonna hear. Brum 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 brum.
I think that's how it's gonna open.
Brum brum brum. I don't think so.
So this is what I thought. Right?
Dre's gonna go. Guess who's back?
So this is what I thought. Snoop Dogg is definitely the guy that just hops in the middle of a song.
Yeah.
He doesn't open.
No.
Mary J. Blige, like, nobody's going to get hype at the beginning if Mary J. Blige is, like, singing. So I think she's discounted. Eminem has to go after Dr. Dre because Eminem is set up by Dr. Dre's music.
They go together.
They go together, but Dr. Dre comes first because he is the beat. And then Kendrick Lamar, I think he has a good chance. But this is why Dr. Dre also sets up Kendrick Lamar beats. So I think that Dr. Dre is actually the one. He's the 4th favorite to perform, which Eminem has higher odds than Dr. Dre, which doesn't make sense.
Isn't this what's books are taking this? Because this is just information you can find out.
Nah, it's like it probably closes before. And you probably can't find it. They keep it kind of under wraps. I looked it up.
I guarantee.
I looked it up. I mean, there's probably an insider.
Someone that works. There are so many people that
NDAs, bro.
So many people that do this. Doesn't say anything in an NDA about me. If I'm some stagehand, I go place I put all my money on who I know is coming out. It's not that hard to figure out.
Yeah, but they probably haven't practiced just yet.
Or like go post, or you just go post on Reddit about it.
That's why it's the odds as of a few days ago. They haven't practiced yet.
Bullshit.
They probably have.
Yes, they have.
They definitely have.
Of course, it's probably just an amalgamation of like all
They're
their
probably in a
performances.
factory or like a warehouse, not a factory, like a warehouse.
Dude, do you think they're?
Yeah, you think they're
they're
New Detroit
weed?
stamping?
Do you think they're smoking weed, dude?
Dude, Eminem's at the New Detroit stamping. Sheesh. All right, and then the last one. Oh wait, who did you have? I gotta write it down.
No fucking.
I gotta
idea.
write it down. Who are you taking?
Mary J. Blige.
Okay, we'll take that. All right, and then the last one. Who will win, or who will the Super Bowl MVP thank first? Team, family, fans, or God?
This is the easiest one in the history of the world. Like this one has to be like minus 500.
You have to. No, they're all equal odds.
It's God. Are you serious? I gotta smash this
equal.
one. It's God. They always say God. And
it's
we
not
talked
always
about
God.
This. We talked about this.
You have to think about who's gonna win. Who's gonna win?
Stafford.
Stafford's
Big
not
God
thanking
guy.
God. I think
he's a big God.
He's
guy.
going to thank the fans.
No, he's a God guy.
He's gonna be like, thank you to all the fans who've welcomed me and for showing up or some shit. He's gonna thank the fans. You got to thank the fans first.
Matt Stafford, God. Detroit Lions QB Matt Stafford thankful for prayers after his wife Kelly's brain surgery.
Yeah, well, no shit. He's thankful for prayers after his wife brain surgery.
Opens up like never before about his faith.
He's not going to thank God. He's not like that. He's not like that. He's not going to be like, I thank God.
My God, it's one miracle after another.
Yeah.
Is Matthew Stafford a Christian? Job a city work?
Speaking of MVP, like things that you say, I learned about I'm going to Disneyland, and like every player is given like a contract, like for the Super Bowl, like every single time, and if you say it on TV, you get like $70,000 or something.
Yeah, easy money.
And like
that's why they say it.
Yeah.
It's not a.
It started out like a thing.
Yeah, it was like a meme, but now it's like You didn't know that?
I just learned about it.
You know,
I didn't know every single player. I just thought it was a thing to say. All right, but you have God. All right. Well, that's the prop bets.
I feel like
today's episode
feels like a good idea betting on God,
Ooh.
having God.
Here's a fun fact that I forgot to talk about: the Mattress Mac.
What about him? Mattress
Mac. If you guys haven't paid attention to the news or know who Mattress Mac is, Christian knows who Mattress Mac is.
How could I forget?
He's a mattress salesman or super salesman in Texas. He loves to bet sports. He likes to say that he loves to bet sports on his phone. He's the largest sportsbook phone bettor of all time. What's the highest right now bet ever? It was the Rangers, right? Is that who he likes?
He lost like
$2.6 million or something like that.
Largest bet on Super Bowl. I wish you'd told me this.
That's why Mattress Mac. Anyways, he loves to bet on his phone and hold that record.
A record-setting bet of more than $4.5 million.
Yeah,
for the Cincinnati Bengals over the Los Angeles Rams through the Caesar Sportsbook app.
Mattress Mac. But he's not a big winner ever. He has won in the past, which is go Mattress Mac, but he's actually probably more of a loser than a winner. He always tends to bet losers. Last year he did bet the Bucks against.
Sorry, I was reading an article about Mattress Mac because I didn't know Noah was going to bring it up.
We talked about this before the podcast.
He bet on the Bucks last year, and he fucking won, and it pissed me the fuck off.
He also bet on
it was like his first win ever. He
bet on the World Series.
He put a couple million on the Rangers.
And he won.
Was it the Rangers? No, he lost.
Oh, he lost?
No, was it the Rangers? No, he lost a fuck ton of money on the Rangers. We totaled it up last year. He's lost like $10 million sports betting.
He's a big loser.
But basically, yeah, I don't know. He's like a mattress store tycoon in Texas or something like that. He flies. He bets on his phone, and he takes a private plane to like Louisiana or something to bet, or Mississippi. He flew to Mississippi
to place a sports bet on his phone.
Which is like the funniest shit ever because you can just get a VPN, but he's like an old ass, so like
he just likes to waste gas and say, "Ooh, I flew to this place and bet on the Bengals."
That's a peak Texas guy.
That is so peak Texas. That's a peak mattress salesman guy.
Like, how much does it cost? Gas? Well, it wouldn't cost like millions, but
I mean, it's a lot. It's
like just to gas up a plane to go lose like $2 million
having that much goddamn money
on the Texas Rangers.
Imagine having that much money where you could just fly in a PJ.
Wow, imagine.
It's a hard life we live. I also mentioned to Christian too. There's this Redditor before we started. There's this Redditor who had actually he's 0-14 in his last 14 Super Bowls on picking the Super Bowl. His username is u/I'm_this_guy. His first Super Bowl was actually betting on the 18-0 Pats versus the Giants. And then he's been on a losing streak ever since. But he bet the Bengals this year, so that's another reason we're off the Bengals. Right, Christian?
The payout for Mattress Mac would be $7.7 million.
That shit is crazy.
He bet $3 million. Jesus fucking Christ. So he bet the Rangers and lost money on the Rangers to win the World Series, and then he put $3 million this year on the Astros to beat the Braves. They lost, obviously, this year. So he just keeps hitting the.
He likes to lose.
He just keeps hitting the Texas baseball teams. Unfortunate for them. What's time looking like?
I don't know. Let's take a look.
Check it out.
An hour.
Okay.
Right in an hour.
You want to do our last thing?
Yeah, let's do our last thing.
After what, Mattress Mac and
the Redditor.
some guy on Reddit.
Some guy on Reddit.
Needed to be.
It had to be.
People
it had to be
needed
talked
to
about.
know about some guy
You
on
have
Reddit.
to know. Well, we talked about it, and it has to be. It has to be known.
It's brilliant.
We have to vocalize that we're fading him, so like we know for next time.
I'm glad the listeners know that we're betting against some guy on Reddit.
You're an asshole.
That's a good.
All right.
They should.
Just go into the next bit.
We wanted to do. I fucked this up. Pretty bad. We wanted to do a top 5 list, and I thought it would be a good idea that we could do top 5 people from 2 cities playing in the S-word bowl, Cincinnati, Los Angeles, respectively. Noah, because his team was originally the Bengals, was assigned Cincinnati. I was assigned Los Angeles by myself. And little did I know that whittling down 5 people from the second largest city in the United States.
It's impossible.
It's not possible.
I will say, you confused the fuck out of me because what happened is...
Oh, Jesus.
Christian,
are you sure you want to admit this to the listeners?
No,
that you mixed this up?
Christian texted an outline, so he gives me like the subject that we're going to talk about. And he goes, top five people from Cincinnati and Los Angeles. And I said...
Oh, boy.
Are
you sure? Okay, there's still time to go back. Are you sure you want to admit this?
I was like, Christian, are we doing people from Los Angeles and Cincinnati, or people from Los Angeles or Cincinnati? Meaning, wait, you misinterpreted it. I wanted to talk about this on the pod. You misinterpreted. I meant, like, are we doing, like, a combined list of, like, people from Los Angeles and Cincinnati? Not, like, from both places.
Okay.
Like, from, like...
Okay.
You see where I was going? Like, just in general, top 5 from the combined places.
Do you know what the list would be if it was top 5 people from Cincinnati and Los Angeles?
It would just be Los Angeles people.
Well, no, I'm saying people with ties to both cities.
No.
Charles Manson and Steven Spielberg.
Damn, that's actually pretty cool.
And I wanted to make a joke. I was hoping that I could fit in some sort of joke with, since Charles Manson was born in Cincinnati and he murdered Sharon Tate and all those people in Los Angeles, I was hoping I could maybe slide in a joke about, like, well, you know what happened the last time a guy from Cincinnati made a name for himself in Los Angeles.
But nobody would have got it.
But nobody would understand it.
I wouldn't have got
and that's
it.
okay. That would have been fine because, like, that's kind of that's the bit. Well, I would have made it obvious, but you win some, you lose some.
You can't vocalize a joke when you make it.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Like I said, this is an exhausting business that we're in.
Hey, do you want to snake it, though?
It's really tough.
You want to snake it?
Well, no, because I don't have...
That's right. Christian doesn't have a list.
So I couldn't do it. So we're going to do something different. Let's start off...
I'll give my top 5.
With your top 5, because this will be interesting for the listeners. Some of these people you may not know. One of them I gave away.
From Cincinnati.
Charles. Yeah, Charles Manson.
My number 5 will be Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
Cool. He's cult leader.
Did you say cool?
I said pretty. I said pretty crazy dude.
No, you said cool.
Cool.
You definitely.
I said not an awesome guy and is a bad guy, but had to make the list because since he is boring.
Not a lot. That's the flip side. Is not a lot. Like Noah's job was pretty easy. You
could name more famous people from West Virginia than you can from Cincinnati.
But you missed one. You missed one guy. But go ahead.
No, I mean I know there's other guys. I looked at the list.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of people,
Right.
and I like my guys.
Right.
I went Bootsy Collins number 4 because I actually think he's a cool guy. If you don't know who Bootsy Collins is, he's on just a bunch of people who've sampled his songs and his bass lines and his voice. I mean, he's on the Anderson .Paak Bruno Mars album.
I didn't know who this guy was.
Yeah, Bootsy Collins. If you don't know who he is, you should definitely look him up. He's actually a cool guy. So number 3, Cat Williams.
Yes.
I think he has to be on any list involving Cincinnati.
You doing this. Okay, that's a W.
That's a
You
W.
didn't tell me that one before that you had that one.
Yeah,
That's
Cat Williams has to be.
Cat Williams is the biggest W, arguably.
I learned about a fun fact while reading his shit. He actually emancipated himself at 13 years old and moved to Florida by himself.
That's
and
insane.
supported himself.
That's insane.
He did like a vendor stand on the street, and he supported himself.
That's insane.
Yeah, pretty fun fact.
A crazy guy.
Yeah. So my top 2, the GOAT list from Cincinnati. Number 2, Carmen Electra, sex symbol, married Dennis Rodman one time. In her mother's name, listen to this, Patricia Patrick.
That's pretty funny.
That's a horrible name. And then number 1 from Cincinnati, I'm going with President Taft. And if you don't know about the old PT, President Taft, the fast president, remember the story, him getting stuck in the bathtub?
That's right.
He got stuck in the tub.
That kind of blows. That's what he's known for.
Cool sport fact about President Taft. He was the first president to throw the first pitch at the beginning of MLB season.
Really?
He was the first one to start the trend.
That's pretty cool.
Cool. He's a big baseball guy, which kind of cringe, but and then he's the last president to keep cows at the White House for fresh milk.
Kind of gross.
And he's also the last president to have facial hair in office.
That's the one I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, that's my top people. It feels like a high school project. Like just...
If you grew up in Cincinnati, the kids definitely do that.
Yeah. Yeah, top 5 people.
It's better than what we got.
So, wait, we're going to do the one bit.
So you missed... So first I want to say you missed Nick Lachey.
Nick Lachey, yeah. I saw that and I was like, is he a top 5 guy? Nah, not a top 5 guy.
And you missed, not born in Cincinnati, but definitely a Cincinnati guy, claims by the Queen City, Jerry Springer, baby.
Not a top 5 guy.
Mayor of Cincinnati. People forget that.
He's actually mayor of Cincinnati.
He is. That'd be hilarious. No, he is not currently. I feel like listeners are going to know this, maybe not, but Jerry Springer was on the city council of Cincinnati. Gets appointed. No, while he's on the city council, he gets arrested for picking up a hooker, basically. Resigns, does a big public apology thing and all that. It's a big story. Then runs for mayor and wins in a landslide.
That's fucking awesome.
Which is awesome.
I had no idea any of this.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty nuts.
Yeah. So, Jerry Springer. So what Noah is referring to about my bit, since there are just way too many famous people born in Los Angeles, we're gonna go through the list, okay? And Noah's gonna give if this is a top 5 guy or not.
Okay.
So, and then are we gonna narrow it down? Maybe
we could try and narrow it down.
We don't remember. We'll just
do it.
We'll just go through them real quick
because they're gonna be just a lot of top 5 guys. Okay.
Get it started. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Not a top 5 guy.
I think I agree. I think
Not
he's
a top
kinda
5
creepy.
guy.
Jennifer Aniston.
I used to think she was a top 5 guy, not a top 5 guy.
Kind of fido.
She overrated.
Angelina Jolie.
Not a top 5 guy.
I don't think so.
Not a top 5 guy.
Marilyn Monroe.
Not a top 5 guy.
Why not?
Overrated again. So many overrated people.
She had she fucked the president.
She fucked the president, but like,
pretty cool.
I guess it's cool. It's cool. There's other top 5 guys.
You just hate women.
No, that's not true. I've said no top 5 guys. All these guys so far.
Gigi Hadid.
Not a top 5 guy.
Ice Cube.
Not a top 5 guy.
This is gonna be tough. Jake Gyllenhaal. Quit looking.
I can't say.
I don't think he's a top 5 guy.
I can't say he's a top 5 guy. Love Rocket Boys though.
After passing up,
love Rocket Boys.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal and I like his movies.
Taylor Swift though.
But what is that a thing? I don't know about.
You can't. That's why you get canceled if you say he's a top 5 guy nowadays.
I see that on Tinder.
Yeah.
It's like don't mess with me if you mess with Jake.
He's
Gyllenhaal.
Like apparently worse than John Mayer.
And I'm like
to Taylor Swift.
I'm like, well,
I don't know.
I'm like, oh, look.
We got to do some research
movies.
on that one.
Sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Whatever. I'm going to skip this one. Kendall Jenner.
Oh.
Billie Eilish.
You know what?
You're too worried about when
No, I was actually going to say I don't think she was a top 5 guy, but I actually think she's a top 5 guy. And I can explain that.
So you're too worried about narrowing this down to only like 5 people. You just need to top 5 being a top 5 guy.
I'm saying she's a top 5 guy.
It's a state of mind.
I was going to go to her concert the other night. Tickets were like $63.
Yeah, it's
not too bad.
I like her.
Yeah, top 5 guy for having cheap concert tickets.
Kawhi Leonard.
Not a top 5 guy.
Jodie Foster.
Who?
Dr. Lecter.
No, not a top 5
Silence
guy.
of the Lambs.
No.
Tries to do a West Virginia accent in that movie. Stop looking. Kim Kardashian.
Top 5.
Really?
My opinion on her totally changed.
Why?
Recently, the past couple years, she's pretty funny.
She is kind of cool, actually.
She's actually cool.
I'll actually kind of agree with it's her sisters that.
Yeah.
It's the younger ones.
And I think her past too. But she even jokes about that now.
She has been kind of funny.
Yeah, and the way she's reacting to Kanye is pretty funny too.
It is kind of funny.
Yeah, top 5 guy.
Kim
Kardashian.
You just solidified my opinion switch on Kim Kardashian. I think this was always bubbling up, but she's kind of.
She's not that. She dates Pete Davidson now.
That's
kind of cool.
Well, that's kind of gross, but
I think it's kind of funny.
I heard he has AIDS. Adam Levine.
Not a top 5 guy.
I feel like that's a classic guy that you would think is like a top 5 guy.
Dude, he's so washed at this point, and he overdoes it. His moment died after the Prince tribute concert.
Again, that's such a Noah. That's such a you thing to say.
Yeah. All right.
Donald Glover.
Not overrated. Not a top 5 guy.
Okay. I'm gonna need more than overrated if you're gonna cancel these people out.
People kind of overhype him, anything he does. He's kind of he's like people that used to like Chance the Rapper now say they like Childish Gambino.
That he's smart rap.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
No matter what you say, what you do. Yeah, and it's just
that's not really what I love that song.
It's a good song.
I was thinking about other stuff. Community. He's very funny though, and his old stand-up is funny. Doja Cat.
Top 5 guy.
Zoe Deschanel.
Definitely top 5 guy.
That's your number
confirmed.
1.
That's
your number 1.
Confirmed.
That she's probably the closest thing to a celebrity crush for me.
She's so cool.
I think. I don't know anything about her.
She's so cool. She never has done any
I've
wrong.
Just seen her on the show.
Never done any
Meghan
wrong.
Markle. No,
not a
thank
top
you.
5 guy.
No, thank you. Bottom 5 person ever. Okay, let me give you one. Andrew Garfield.
Top 5 guy.
Okay,
confirmed.
so you know him off Dome?
Spider-Man. He's way better than Tobey Maguire.
Oh, that's right. He did. Okay, that's how people know him.
The scenes that I've seen from Tick Tick Boom.
Okay. Is that the musical?
Yeah, the Rent musical.
I watched a little bit of that with Hattie. I don't think I can get behind musicals.
I can't get behind musical. I've seen
tough.
scenes.
It's probably good art.
He's a great actor.
It's just tough for me.
He seems like a cool guy too.
Are you starting to understand here that every actor is just a person who's from LA and probably knew people and yeah, it's just okay, Nipsey Hussle. Respect, my favorite rapper of all time, bro.
Can we just skip this one?
My favorite rapper of all time, bro. R.I.P., bro.
To everybody. I don't want to say he's not. You can't say dead people, like, for the most part, aren't top 5 guys. He wasn't a top 5 guy when he was alive.
Bro, you know me, and you know that I listen to Nipsey Hussle my whole life.
It's just
you know
not a
that
top
about
5
me.
guy. I didn't want to say it.
I got him tatted, bro.
Bro, can you just skip,
For
bro?
real.
Can you just skip, bro? We gonna
Dustin Hoffman.
Definitely top 5 guy.
Did you have to look who Dustin Hoffman is?
I was like, that's definitely
Rain Man.
No, I was gonna say from Fast Times.
The Graduate. It's not. He's not in Fast Times.
What's the guy? Spicoli.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. He looks like Sean Penn.
In that picture, he kind of does, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, Dustin Hoffman and Sean Penn look alike.
It's weird. It keeps showing. This is a famous people website, and it keeps showing their zodiac signs. That's how you know this is like
Dustin Hoffman
website for chicks.
Not a top 5 guy. Sean Penn, top 5 guy.
I flipped those. That's this is a website for chicks because it shows their zodiac sign and their height.
All right, keep going. Keep burning through it.
I don't know who that is. Jonah Hill.
I'm hot take. Not a top 5 guy.
Jonah Hill, 5'7", Sagittarius.
Not a top 5 guy anymore.
Why?
Overrated. Seth Rogen's of the two. If you had to pick between the two.
Now, just because they're funny fat guys with beards,
curly Jew
who
hair,
I'm pretty sure are Jewish, doesn't
probably related.
Doesn't mean that you have to like either one or the other.
I don't think you have to like either one or the other, but does Jonah Hill really raw, dude?
Dude, throw me a shocker, bro.
Raw. I don't think you have to. I think Jonah Hill, he cracks top 10. He's a top 10 guy, but he's not a top 5 guy.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Definitely not. Bottom
Aquarius. 5. Let me finish. Aquarius, 5'9".
Yeah, bottom 5.
I'm just going to go to 50. Shia LaBeouf.
Top 5.
Gemini.
Number 1.
Gemini, 5'9".
Number 1. Confirmed. The best. Is there any more?
Well, here, Rashida Jones.
Top 5.
Pisces.
Top 5.
4.
Top 5. Rashida Jones.
Oh, no. Rashida Jones is a Pisces. We're not compatible.
We're not compatible.
Danny Trejo, Taurus, 5'6".
100% top 5 guy.
Huge top 5
top
guy.
5 guy.
Major
Danny
top
Trejo,
5 guy.
top
Yeah,
5 guy.
Miranda Cosgrove.
Bottom 5.
She's a Taurus.
Bottom 5.
Mary-Kate Olsen.
Bottom 5.
Gemini. Dude, how long? Bryan Cranston.
Top 5.
He's a Pisces.
Top 5 guy.
Klay Thompson, Aquarius.
Almost top 20.
Stop looking.
You're just really bad at reading it. I'm just like trying to think of. You have to.
Johnny Aiko.
Overrated.
Okay, what did I say about the overrated word?
Okay, she is really good looking, but all her music sounds the same.
Guess her sign.
She's Aquarius.
You said that with such confidence. She's a Pisces.
Of course she is.
Okay, we're gonna go until
What's
you
up
can
with the
guess.
fucking Pisces?
Until you can guess somebody's sign, we're gonna keep going. Willow Smith,
Aquarius.
Scorpio. Top 5 guy.
Not top 5.
Jason Segel.
Top 5. Capricorn.
No way. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
You dinged it.
Let's fucking go. Top 5 guy for sure. That scene in How I Met Your Mother whenever his dad died. Oh, dude. Such a great scene. He's a good actor. Oh, well, he's not a good actor, but he's a good, like, rom-com actor. What's the one movie that's really good? The rom-com that's like GOAT tier.
41st Dates. Are they in Hawaii? Does he lose his memory?
Yeah. No,
is that him?
No, that's 51st Dates.
And
that's with Adam Sandler, you fucking idiot.
No,
but
isn't Jason?
It's the one where he goes to It's the one where he goes on the date, like
over and over and over again.
No. He's with the chick in like the Hawaii place.
couples retreat.
Nah, that's fucking Vince Vaughn. And he's a top 5 guy if he's on this list.
Vince Vaughn's Canadian. I think.
If I had to pick anybody to play me in a movie, it'd be Vince Vaughn.
Okay.
I mean, who would yours be? Sean Penn?
To play me?
Sean Penn looks like you.
I look like Sean Penn.
Yeah.
Really? We do have weird noses.
Yeah.
Both of us, kind of. He's got like a weird thing going on up here.
If you Benjamin Button Sean Penn, like he would definitely play you.
Do I look like Spicoli?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because that's him at my age.
Yeah, a little bit, probably. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
If he wasn't as grimy.
Last one.
Ben Shapiro. Top 5 guy. Top 5 guy.
You can't argue with owning the libs consistently.
Now here's the thing when you pick a top 5.
It used to be that anybody could pick a top 5, and it didn't matter. But then Obama came into office.
Top 5s. Things virgins.
Now, women only care about my sign, which has no actual bearing on my personality.
Hi.
Ever since Obama came into office.
Hi.
All right, we're done.
This is a Super Bowl podcast. We're doing top 5 people for.
Quit saying the word. Quit saying the word. That's crazy.
What's a crazy one? Just scroll, go down to the craziest one. Okay, eyes closed. Stop. God damn it.
Rob Kardashian.
No, not Rob Kardashian. Give me one more. Issa Rae. I think we're just kind of deep.
These are just.
I think we're just kind of fucking deep.
We're at the part where it's people you recognize, but you have no clue.
It's the part of like people that think they're way.
George Takei. Sorry.
I was about to kill you. It's the part at which like
George
these
Takei.
people definitely aren't that famous.
George Takei is pretty famous.
He probably is. Hello.
I don't know why he's. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh my.
Oh.
That's the one. There it is. That's the one.
Oh my. That's a good meme. Oh my, it's the Rams versus Bengals.
Big Trekkie.
That's our podcast
Scott
name
Conn.
right now. All right.
I'm just gonna keep going. You got to change it. You got to go stop the recording.
Can you just say goodbye? Thanks for listening.
Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is a Libra. That's the last one. That's me. That's the one I